Well, as China's PMI beats the street, investors in bond markets lapping up the good news. Jonathan Sheridan from FIIG with us now. Jonathan, warm welcome to you. Good news by almost proxy, right, for Australia. The Chinese numbers, when they stand up well, it's almost like the halo effect down under.
Yeah, that's right, Carson. I think anything that's positive for China is positive for the Australian economy at the moment. We've seen that they've been a bit weak recently, those numbers coming out of China, so it's nice to have one that beats the expectations.
Talk to me about, say, a firm offering in the market at the moment, the Qantas issuance. Where are we at? And because that's all very much related.
Yeah, it is, and air traffic is obviously related to the general health of the economy, because if people feel that they're secure in their finances, then they'll travel. So the Qantas senior bond that they issued a week or so ago at a 7 3/4 coupon is now trading into about 7 1/4. So it's doing pretty well. If you bought it at issue, you're up a little bit now, and obviously you're still getting that 7 3/4 coupon. So a good result for Qantas, and it shows that there's actually appetite in the market, in particular the institutional market, for sub-investment grade paper.
Yeah, well, from sub-investment to investment grade, ANZ news that it's planning a 3-year $8 benchmark issue. Pricing not clear as yet, but if, what would you suspect that would be in the range of?
Well, ANZ obviously one of the majors. If it's at a senior level, then it will price very tight, probably 25 to 30 points over swap, which is very, very low indeed, sort of high 2-point somethings. But that just shows you that their senior notes, I think, are AA rated or AA minus, as opposed to the Qantas issue, which is BB plus. So several notches difference in credit quality and an appropriate yield.
Let's also talk about this Adani Abbott Point terminal. Just walk me through this one. It was 100 million raising, right?
Yeah, that's right. 100 million raised for the Adani Abbott Point terminal, which is the most northerly of the coal ports in Queensland. It's North Bowen Basin and the new Galilee coal project that's due to come online in the next few years. So this is an interesting one. It was bought by the Adani Group a couple of years ago, and they've been restructuring their acquisition finance since then. They did a $1 1/4 billion raising a few months ago, and then this is just part of the completion program of their funding for the restructuring of that acquisition finance. Interestingly, this one was available to retail size investors as well. It wasn't dominated by the institutions, so that's what makes it a little bit interesting, I think.
What's the take-up been?
Sorry?
What's the take-up on that been like?
Yeah, so initially they wanted 75 million, and they raised 100, so well oversubscribed. That's right. So yeah, very good. BBB minus rated, 6-year fixed, 6.1%. So I think that's what drove the oversubscription, because most of those BBB minus rated bonds are trading somewhere at the sort of 5.2, 5.3% range. So a good sort of 60 to 70 points pick up in yield. And for small size investors, it's not often you get to participate at par in an institutional type issue like this one. Yeah,
finally some equity. How nice is that? Yeah, finally some equity alongside instos, in other words, a little bit of parity in the treatment.
Absolutely, that's right. The democratisation of bond markets, Carson, as we like to say.
Well, yeah, and we would say here on that basis to the home of democracy, of course, Westminster. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
That is to say, Western democracy. We take a very short break.